Happy Wednesday, everyone. It's Hollywood on the Rocks. Big show today. We've got the filmmakers behind A Blind Bargain coming on the show. We have a bunch of news, and Paul Walter Hauser will join us today. Let's get Alan in here for this big show.
Alan! Sorry, I'm late.
You're not late. I like to introduce you, bring you on the show, make a big deal out of it. It's kind of fun.
I wish my family would do that.
Yeah. A lot going on. We're not going to waste time. Let's get to comments real quick.
We just started. We have comments.
That's for Paul. Any questions that come for Paul, we will get to those then.
Yeah. So
wait, why is this one highlighted?
Yes.
Is there a reason why that is
at Lord Thought?
No sense.
Outpost 11. I'm sure Chris resolved the freezing camera issue, right? Love film thread. Yeah, it's not gonna happen today.
No. Okay, I'll get a new camera and fix this after Alan gets a new windshield. There you go.
Andrew Cram, get to one film threat membership. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate you.
Stalwart, Mr. Cram. Lord Thoth, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Sign up as a member. Join us on X, Discord, Rumble, and Instagram. Buy our merch. Shop.filmthreat.com.
That's right. Check it out. And we have more new designs coming next week. And all month this month. May the force be with you.
Yeah.
So there you go.
May the fourth be with
you. Yeah. Thank you, Lord Thoth. We appreciate you. We're gonna hold those questions for later. But we've got some new trailers have dropped. And Alan, we need to react to them. Okay. Let's start with this, Tony. This is about Anthony Bourdain and his early life, which honestly I don't know anything about. I don't. So this movie stars, I feel bad. I don't recognize this actor. He was in the latest Now You See Me movie.
Oh, is it Dominic Sessa?
It may be. But let's watch
go ahead.
This is A24, and I like a lot of things that they do. You were going to say.
Yeah, he was in that Paul Giamatti movie that we loved 2 years ago.
It's very specific.
The Holdovers
was that's right. That's him. Really good actor. That was good. Let's watch this trailer together and react to it.
Okay, so I'm just going to walk you through the basic vision. It's a coming-of-age story. Excuse me, I need to speak with you.
Didn't you punch a hole in the principal's door?
You know, a lot's changed since high school. I'm a writer now. The truth is, I'm about to get this huge writing fellowship. Hello?
Mr. Bourdain, the committee has decided to go with another student for the
fellowship. I need a job.
You worked in a kitchen before?
Sorry. Yeah.
We open Wednesday to Sunday. Start 11 a.m. What fucking time is it? That means that you're here at 10:45. 11 is late. Anyone late is fired.
You know I can cook too.
The kid said he's a cook, chef.
I'm actually not a fucking cook. I'm a writer. But I said I know how to cook.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't understand that. Shut the fuck up.
I see. None of that was
I don't care, Tony. Are you a good guy or a bad guy?
Let me teach you this. This is how you open an oyster.
I ate these in France when I was a kid. I said they taste like the future.
I was reminded every measure I got on fine with modern living.
This guy, he's like a master chef.
And the world still so wild called to me.
We're going to start with this special. Every Friday, something fancy, but not pretentious. Something sexy makes you want to fuck, you know? Something only you can do.
I was lost stop and count.
This is insane. I know.
What's this?
That's for you.
And the world still so wild. Call to me.
If anybody asks, I'm not a writer. I work in the kitchen.
Sorry, what is your name?
Anthony Bourdain.
I like that. It looks like an old school coming of age movie you would have made in the 70s. I mean, wow. And I don't know anything about Anthony Bourdain's early life. What do you think, Alan?
Yeah, no, I've been a fan of Anthony Bourdain for a long time. I like food shows. I like food movies. This is a food movie. Looking forward to it. This trailer is very manipulative in the way it, the way certain scenes are done, and I hate that. But I am going to see this movie, and I am very impressed with Dominic Sessa right now. He was in The Holdovers. He was a student and he was a college student at the college that they filmed The Holdovers at, and he won the Critics' Choice for new upcoming actor, young actor. Yeah, very impressed with the roles he's getting and what he's doing with them. Even Now You See Me, Now You Don't. I liked him in it.
He was fine in that. I mean, that movie's not. I mean, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah,
but
it is what it is.
It is what it is. But that movie overperformed. It did very well, frankly. But this looks amazing. By the way, Anthony Bourdain mentioned Film Threat magazine in one of his books, and I posted on the Film Threat Instagram the page where he mentioned Film Threat magazine. It was just like part of the color commentary in kind of setting the scene, and so he's cool in my book for that alone, which is great.
Just tragic end, that's all.
Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey is coming. A new trailer dropped. We're getting more and more of a look at this film, and I don't know. I'm like, look, I'll see anything he does, obviously, but he can be hit and miss on certain things, but even though when I saw Tenet, that was during when everything was shut down, and I drove with a friend at the time to Vegas to see that movie in IMAX because there weren't theaters in LA open. Drove to Vegas to see it and very disappointed. I did see it like a year ago or so. They did a re-release of Tenet and I enjoyed it better because my expectations were lowered. Odyssey, I don't know. We've heard rumors about the casting. There are rumors now that Elliot Page plays the ghost of Achilles. I'm not making this up. These are all rumors at this point. Let's see for ourselves, Alan.
Well, weird things can happen to you when you become a ghost. Like your gender might swap or something.
Let's watch this trailer and offer our thoughts. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's go. It's rated. Well, we'll see. It's appropriate. Daddy line. It just seems, I don't know, doesn't. The other thing is, I think we're used to, this makes no sense. This is like a choice from film history that we're used to films set in ancient Greece, Rome, where they have British accents, which they would be speaking Latin clearly, or Greek. So it's an odd choice. They have American accents. I don't know. Let's finish. Alan, your thoughts.
I'm so whelmed right now.
Get out of here.
Look, I'm the more trailers I see, the more I'm lost. Look, I think I read the book in high school. I don't remember much of the book. And so I feel like I'm watching a lot of scenes without context and I have no idea. Every battle seems to be the same with every other battle. I don't know where it happens in the story. And the impression I'm getting right now about this movie is the entire film rests on the shoulders of Matt Damon. That he is if it feels like Matt Damon is going to have to put out the best performance of his life for this movie to really work. I think he can do it, but it seems like a lot of pressure to put on him because I'm not. The only thing that really excites me about this movie so far is Matt Damon, and that's, you know, I should be saying more about this movie, being more excited about it, but it's just him, and so that's kind of my feeling right now. I'm not excited to see this movie.
Well, I read some version of the Iliad and the Odyssey when I was in elementary school and loved it. Became obsessed with everything about it, or anything that dealt with that kind of that era, right?
Mhm.
So I can't wait to see this with Chris Nolan's commitment to kind of realism, or it's not. What I like about what I like about what I see is it doesn't look overly CG, which I think ruins everything. I saw some behind the scenes promo for Masters of the Universe. It looks so digital. It looks like a PS3 game. No disrespect to the PS3. So I appreciate his commitment to verisimilitude. There's on the box set for Chris Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. You get the big box set. There's a 1 hour conversation between Nolan and Richard Donner. And Nolan just admits, like, Superman was the template. That was the template for me to make Batman. I wanted to make that kind of origin story. And I know from interviews and, you know, whatnot, he is not a fan of using CG, only as a last resort or for like removal of things. He also likes to use bigatures, which I think are a more convincing thing. We've gotten so used to bad CG over the last decade. It's ruined movies.
Well, it's I don't know if that's bad CG, but it's obvious CG.
Yeah.
You know, look at it and you know that's CG.
This is not that. So I think the only thing is I think people are going to overreact to some of the casting or miscastings. We don't know yet. We don't know yet who characters are. So I'm not going to, it's like getting upset about something. You don't know if it's a fact. I'm going to wait. And I don't even know if that would ruin the experience for me. I need to, it's one of those things when I saw Oppenheimer upon the first viewing, I really didn't like it. I thought it was bloated. And then upon each viewing, it's like there's too much to absorb in that movie. The flashbacks and all the way the time is messed with. I think Nolan's big weakness is he overcomplicates a simple story. You know, even in Dunkirk, did we really need all the time shifting? Like you could tell that story in a linear way. It doesn't make the story better by messing with time. So I'm certain there'll be some time shifting and you're going to, where am I in the story? But Oppenheimer got better and better for me. And this may be one of those things, you know, take my initial reaction and then we'll really see, you know, I plan to see it more than once. Let's just say that. So
I'm just saying, I wish they had told Tenet in time order.
Or fix the audio. That's another thing with Nolan. He wants to be really smart with the way he tells a story. So he's telling a story we've seen before in a different way, usually involving shifting time. And then his sound mix makes things unintelligible sometimes.
Yeah. I had a point about time, but can't remember it. So, but I will say Memento. I wish that was done in real time.
No, that was the point of Memento. It worked.
I know.
In Memento, the point of the story was
I feel a theme. I feel a theme with Nolan. What I was going to say is I didn't I was not looking forward to seeing Oppenheimer. I saw on Oppenheimer. I really admired it. It wasn't the greatest movie I've ever seen, but it was, of that time. It was a historical piece that I really found interesting, and I'm kind of hoping I feel the same way after this. I'm not looking forward to seeing Odyssey, but maybe that allows me to set my expectations in the right place.
Hey, Charlie Sheen has a reputation, but he, whatever you think about Charlie Sheen, this guy he speaks his mind. And let's, I want to share this. He was on the Hodgetwins podcast, and he had a few things to say about Hollywood and Hollywood losing its way. Let's take a look, Alan, at what he has to say.
It's good. The Hodgetwins win IMAX. Is that?
Yeah. Here we go.
No, Hollywood has lost its way.
Yeah.
That's okay here.
All right.
So it would feel.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know. I think they stopped listening to what what the majority of the people, the kind of stories that they yearn for, or are inspired by.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. I'm not saying it's terminal,
Right.
but it needs a kick in the ass.
Right.
Hollywood does.
Mhm.
It needs to wake the fuck up out of something and get back to delivering what it used to do,
Right.
and you see a lot of these movies come out and you're like, who did they make this movie for?
Right. Yeah.
Who's watching this movie?
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who wants to see this.
Right.
You know,
It's a lot of politics now. Yeah. They push into the films now.
they
Seems
do.
like.
They
Yeah.
do. Everybody's like, so the message.
Yeah.
The message.
Yeah. It's almost like every movie you watch now is a lot of propaganda embedded into the movie. It's like y'all forgetting the sole purpose of what a movie is meant to do.
Right. Take you to a place where you
Yeah.
can just get a 2-hour break from
Yeah.
your troubles, from your life,
Yeah.
from whatever whatever your reality might be,
Right. Yeah.
and just escape.
Yeah. It feels like they're trying to coerce us how to think now. That's why I think they're going the wrong direction. with
I
the movies.
don't disagree.
Well, there you go. Alan, here's
First
what
of all, Davina Duckworth, shame on you. Okay.
Well, wait. I'll just say this clip, okay, critical drinkers often repeated phrase, the message. That's worked its way into the lexicon. He doesn't have to explain. Charlie Sheen could just say the message, and everyone knows what he means. He doesn't have to explain it. Critical drinker has made that term the shorthand for why Hollywood sucks. The fact that Charlie Sheen knows this, he may not know where he learned that term from. He's heard other people say it, so he's repeating it. But I just find that's great. That's great. Now, if only Hollywood would listen. Here's the problem. Drinker identified through a very simple phrase what's wrong, but has Hollywood made corrective measures? Not soon enough. And the problem is with how long it takes to develop a film, make a film, market, release a film. It's average from I thought of an idea for a movie to the release of the movie in theaters. The average time is 7 years. For Hollywood to correct this, it's going to take years. What are your thoughts on this, Alan?
Yeah, you're right. The turnaround, it's turning around a ship. It takes a long time to do it. But I just find, like you said, I find it interesting that it's gotten to this point. Because it really is. I don't know. Okay, I'm wrestling around with it, but my big point is, I think Hollywood, when they were full into DEI, was just saying to itself, Well, of course, people want these kind of stories. Of course, people want these kind of messages. Of course, you have to have gay people in everything. It has to be diverse in everything, of course. And soon they started seeing so rather than understanding their audience, they followed the dollars, and soon the dollars showed itself or didn't show itself. And now they're realizing it was a huge mistake, and now they're in course correction. The biggest example I'll give you is Pixar. Inside Out 2 was supposed to be a lesbian story, and Pete Docter wisely said, no, we're not doing that, or we need to take it all out. And that's when people started quitting Pixar. That's when people started saying that they've bowed to the conservatives. But the reality was that they couldn't afford any longer to follow this route. And at least Pete Docter was able to fix it. I don't know about Dave Filoni and the others at Disney, but at least there's one guy who sees the problem.
Let's go to your comments. And we have an interview that we'll be doing shortly. But holy heck, Andrew Graham.
Okay, let me do the math. So we're
50.
at 698 right now.
Alan's Windshield Repair Fund. That's awesome. Let's get through these soups right now. And thank you, Andrew. That's very generous. So we'll get to our interview. We have very patient.
Hey, Paul. This is for Paul.
Yeah. Oh, that's for Paul. Sorry about that. Here we go. Start from here.
Yes. Elliot Cecil for 199. Do you think Bruce will be in Clayface?
I do not think so.
No, that would be huge news.
Huge.
Okay. So, Bruce Leroy Jenkins for 2. Alan's Windshield Repair Fund. So we're at 696.
Appreciate you. That's awesome.
Jean-Hu, remember for 13 months, a classic illustrated, Chris. Did you read the Odyssey in a comic book, or did you read the words?
No, I read the words, but they're different. I read a different version, let's just say. A version appropriate for elementary school. And, also it's been translated so many times. So.
Was it from the author Cliff Note?
No, it was not Cliff Notes.
Okay. The 1A train for 10. Am I the only one who wishes Nolan hadn't have made this? We know the Odyssey. It's been told his talents are better served for original material. Inception, Tenet, etc. Well,
I feel like he has something to say with this, and I for one can't wait.
Okay, Christopher Moonlight Productions. Nolan seems to have Ridley Scott disease. Then again, I've never been a fan. His movies all look like kind of bland to me, and the scripts never make sense.
Well, like I said, he likes to overcomplicate the storytelling with
Tony Elias. The Odyssey needs 700 million to break even. It's still going to make at least 800 million.
I hope so.
Prediction. Tim, it's not funny. I can't wait to see Tony. Matt Johnson directing, plus the subject and cast makes it top on the list for me. I cannot agree with you more.
Yes. Well, anything from A24 is always at the top of my list. I probably see every movie A24 puts out. Alan, as you know, we like to interview indie filmmakers and talk to them about their projects. A film is opening. Well, I believe it opened in New York and it's coming to Los Angeles. A Blind Bargain. Let's talk to the director and the cast right now. Hey, welcome to the show, director Paul Bunnell and Lucy Loken. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Okay, good. Let me get that right. Thank you for being on the show today. This is great. And we have is Jed Horowitz joining us.
Jake Horowitz.
Jake Horowitz.
Not Jed. Don't call him Jed.
Okay, I will not do that, but he's not here, right?
There is a Jed Rowan in the movie.
All right. Well, let's get to it. First of all, thanks for coming here. I know the movie, did it open in New York last week? And it's coming to LA this weekend.
That's right. Yeah, it's coming to the New Art Theater, Landmarks New Art, May 8th, Friday. It's also coming to the Lemley Theaters, the NoHo 7, And as a matter of fact, we've got some paintings from the original artwork from the film displayed at the theaters. And so that's kind of fun. And it's also opening. It's opening in 6 markets in AMC theaters. So that's kind of cool. You don't usually get that with an indie film.
And guess who entered the fray here?
Jed
Jake?
Horowitz. Oh,
No, it's Jake.
Oh my God, we got to get this prep right.
That's okay.
Here.
You can call him Jake Rowan. Maybe Jake.
We're
Rowan.
a professional show. Hey,
hey, there he is.
Jake, thank you.
Hi guys, what's up?
This is great. You've got it. You got it like you're on TikTok.
The ticker talker. Yeah.
It's what do they call that? Vertical cinema mode.
Oh, yeah,
Jake,
right.
Thank you for joining us.
He's an artiste.
Tell
us. I want to share the trailer with this movie because it stars one of my all-time favorites, of course, Crispin Glover. And I wanna tell us what led to this project. And then we've got 1,000 people watching live. We want to take questions from them. But how did you get to this project and get your cast involved, including Jake, Lucy, and Crispin?
Well, this came to me. I've been making movies since the 70s, actually. And this came to me by a friend of mine who'd never made a movie before. They wanted to do a movie. And I just sort of sat back and chuckled at these 2 friends of mine. They thought they were going to do this little film. And finally, the one guy dropped out. And John Filatico asked if I would be interested. And I said, well, I don't think the script is very good. But if you let me bring in some of my own people, I could fix the script up. And then, so on. So anyhow, I got the script to where I wanted it. We brought in Bing Bailey. He did the story. And then John and I sat down and wrote all the scenes. We sat next to each other side by side and did all the dialogue and pretty much formatted. So then I knew I had a good script and I could direct the film, because I'm very particular about the kind of movies I make. I don't make a movie just because I can. Obviously, I take long breaks in between. But I like to do a project when we have the right money, when I could shoot on film, when I could do something of quality, of lasting quality, and something a little bit different. So that's kind of what I like to do when I make movies. So I got very lucky, and we had a nice, healthy budget for an indie film. And I got, brought a lot of my team in from one of my previous projects. Same cinematographer, same editor, same composer. And one of the actors, Jed Rowan, not to be confused with Jed Horowitz. I mean, Jake. Anyway,
I'll never live it down.
So it was a lot of fun, but and it's great cast, and we got casting directors. But it occurred to me, actually, Jake here was recommended by Lisa London, my casting director. But I knew about Lucy, Loken, and Crispin. They were my ideas. So I asked if they would do it, and they said, well, if we have to, But
how did Lucy and Jake? How did you come to the project? And Lucy, you seem like you were named after a Stan Lee character. Lucy Loken. The use of alliteration. Alliteration is great. So, anyways, sorry, dumb aside. I'm a word nerd. How did you both come to the project?
I think we picked them up. We had a car that drove them over to the set. Did we not?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I was standing on the side of the road with my thumb out, and
there you go.
Paul pulled up. And I was like,
Classic
okay.
Hollywood story.
Reenacting the scene from It Happened One Night, right? Uh-huh.
How did you both come to the project?
I received the script from my agents, and they asked if I wanted to do a Zoom with Paul and with Lisa, our casting director. And I read the script and just thought it was really unique, really interesting concept. And so I did the Zoom. I guess it went well, and I was on set a couple weeks later.
Cool. Jake, what about yourself?
Yeah, pretty similar. Although I did the Zoom, and I'll never forget the first thing that happened was Paul came on screen and he said, "Who's directing this thing anyway?" And I said, "Oh, this is gonna be fun. this is gonna be really, really fun." And that was very true to Paul, and Paul's sort of very lively, creative personality. He kept things so like bright and easy and uplifting on set, which for some of the subject matter was good. And yeah, that's how it came into my life.
I want to share the trailer with our live audience here, but what was it like to work with Crispin? I've met him a few times. We've had conversations. I've interviewed him before. He kind of oozes a different creative energy, I would just say.
Well, is that for me or all of us? Actually, I'll tell you.
For all of you, but Paul, I want to hear from you first here.
Well, Crispin was great. You know, I mean, we chatted and met over Zoom. I'd actually met him throughout the years here and there. I was on the set of Back to the Future and watched him film a scene. Because another friend of mine had a line in the film. He said, "Hey, I hear you knocked out Biff," and so I got to watch them film that. And, you know, so I'd met him at film festivals and things, and he'd always been in the back of my mind, you know. And I thought, oh, wait a minute. After about 3 or 4 name actors passed on the material, I thought, wait a minute, Crispin Glover. Now he'd be right for this thing. So I asked Lisa to reach out to him. Sure enough, he did, and we spoke. And I think he liked the fact that I was shooting it on film, and that, you know, it was a remake of a Lost Lon Chaney film and all that stuff. But he was great. You know, he's very focused, very concentrated, even a little shy. He told me that he gets stage fright. He doesn't really like to, you know, let his process out in front of everybody. So we would block the scene, just to Crispin and, you know, myself and the actors when he was on set, and then I'd bring everybody in, and then we'd look at it, and, you know, it slowed things down a little bit, but that's how he liked to work. And I like to give all the actors, you know, meet their parameters for how they like to work. You give them a safe place and a good place to create and to do what they do best. Act like I'm doing right now. No, right. I'm not acting. This is real life. So but he's great to work with. I love Crispin. He's not a weirdo. He's just fantastic. You know, he just gets in there. He gives it up. He doesn't phone it in. He told me, you know, he's turned down a lot of big movies for a lot of money because he doesn't like something about it, but he liked this one. I don't know why, you know. So I got lucky. Great to work with, though. I was glad to have him on the film.
And Lucy and Jake, any thoughts about Crispin?
Yeah, I mean, he was a little shy, very private with his process, which, I mean, I actually ended up really enjoying because, like Paul said, we would all kind of rehearse the scene without any crew there, which was nice because it kind of gave everyone the space to, you know, figure out different things with the scene. So, yeah, it was very interesting to work with him. He was very nice.
I agree. I concur. He was really, really, really interesting actor. So focused and so committed, as I think we all felt. And yeah, you can see in his performance, he's kind of riveting in it. So yeah, I had a great time.
Well, let's take a look at all your work in here. I've got the trailer queued up. Let's watch it together, and then we'll talk about it on the other side. Here we go.
I work within the field of science. And making people feel better. And now it is firmly in your grasp.
You able to warm this junkie?
I swear, I'll pay you back, all of it.
What are you spending your money on?
Stuff. Everyone grows old. Growing old is not mandatory.
I must admit, I do love the results of your work.
You are my creation.
Your mother's blood could be very valuable for Dr. Gruder's research.
So you want to buy her blood, right?
Yes. Amongst other things.
I've never been to a spa like this before.
You're the only spa guest being admitted today.
I knew you were heartless. I didn't think you didn't have a soul.
What a trip.
You are a naughty boy, Dr. Gerder.
And he likes cats.
No need to call the police.
And this wasn't part of the deal.
Isn't it amazing? Gritter's a genius.
Or,
You want to try your luck?
nope, it's not safe.
Feel that, huh?
Where have you taken me?
To a place where the phoenix flies and your feet never touch the ground.
Wow.
Shot on Kodak film.
Speaking of Kodak film, speaking of that, we opened in New York at the Angelica, and we played it. It was screening on 35 millimeter the entire time. And over at the New Art in LA, if you're lucky enough to be around in that area and you catch the 7:30 p.m. show, that's also going to be 35 millimeters. So it's kind of cool to see it on film, the way it was intended to be seen in a motion picture cinema.
Is film making a comeback like vinyl? See, a lot of people are into vinyl, and some have decried the death of in-person experiences. I think more than ever, with I'm seeing like a rejection of AI. People don't like it. They don't like being forced on them. They want more tactile in-person experiences. Gen Z likes going to the movie theater, going to see movies.
Well, I think film for the younger folks who didn't get to really experience it in theaters, it is making a comeback. It seems almost like a novelty, like the vinyl records. But for me, growing up and seeing every movie on film, it was just like no big deal. Now, I'm a film collector. You might notice I got this projector back here. I've got 16, 35 millimeter. I've got prints of all my movies.
Show us.
I've got 35 millimeter prints. This is a 16 millimeter print. This is an old TV show called The Fugitive that has the original commercials in it. So that's a real time capsule. Anyway, I love to watch that old stuff. But film is kind of making a comeback. And, I've never shot a film on digital. I always prefer to shoot it on film, to capture it, to do it the way that I grew up making movies. So for me, this isn't a novelty. It's just the way, it's my canvas of choice. But it really has to do with the story, if your story's good and everything is good, you could paint it on, do watercolors, oil paint, whatever. So it's just, a choice, digital versus film versus whatever. I always, as a director, prefer shooting on film. That's my paint of choice. My canvas.
I have a question. It's a remake or reimagining of a Lost Lon Chaney class. I'd never heard of it. But you chose to set it in the late 60s, 70s?
Yeah, well, that was originally, it was contemporary. It was written by, when Bing Bailey, when I brought him on and he saved the script, essentially. He's the one that said it in 1970. He knows my sensibilities. So he knew that if I had a period piece that I can really go to town with it, which I did. Thank you, Bing. I appreciate that. And, it was just beautiful having that whole setup. I mean, that's the way I prefer to do it.
I have a question, but we have writers who watch this channel, and the question I have is, what intrigued me is that you saw the script and you needed to save it, and without throwing the writers under the bus, what is it that screenwriters can do today that can get them over the hump and get their script seen? And allow directors like you to see the potential, the possibility of it.
Well, I just say be yourself, don't try to be something else that you're not. Don't try to copy something else because, even when I was a kid making movies when I was 11, 12, 13, whatever, going back to 1974 is when I started, I've always just made a kind of weird, quirky, odd movies that I like to make. I never tried to copy. As a young filmmaker, I didn't want to do my Star Wars tribute or my, whatever, Star Trek. I just did weird, like silent movie things. I love old movies. So I love things from the past. I kind of live in the past sometimes, not so much as I used to, but I drive I would drive the old cars and everything. But it's just my sensibility, and I would suggest to any to any other screenwriters, just find your voice and do it the way you want to do it, and find that certain unique thing about you that you could put a stamp on that thing and make it your own, and there's so many great stories out there waiting to be told, and you just have to do it in your own way. So that's what I've always done with my films. They're a little quirky and weird enough for everyone, but that's just me. That's my personality. My movies are a reflection of my personality. So screenwriters, just do what you do best and write from within. Don't try to copy someone else because you think, oh, that's going to make money. That's the mistake when you try to do something like that, in my opinion.
And question for Lucy and Jake, and then we'll go to questions from our audience. I have a whole bunch of questions here. To get into the period picture of the film, did you do research? Did you go shopping at like resale or antique places, or just to get in that mode of that era?
Yeah, I've always loved that era. A lot of my, the way that my apartment is styled is, I like to think, is like kind of from that era. I've always loved it. For me, it was really the clothes, like getting on set and putting on, or doing, even from the first fitting, trying on all the outfits was so cool. It was all, archived pieces, which was really cool. And as soon as you're in those outfits, the clothes are so different from what we all wear today. So as soon as I'm, in those outfits and they style the hair a certain way and do the makeup a certain way, it's like you really do feel like you're transported to that era.
Yeah, I agree. We had such amazing costumes. I guess I'm not committed enough. I didn't go shopping for my character. I didn't get enough clothes. But I did just but the fittings with Anita were just incredible. I mean, her racks of clothes, you could just look at them for hours. And so, yeah, it was a lot of that. And then, a lot of research about my character was in the Vietnam War. So did some research on that.
Hey, Jake, do you remember he called me like 2 days before we were going to shoot, and he said, let me just kind of listen to this. What do you think if I play the character with a stump, like with no arm?
I really wanted to do it.
I thought it was a great idea, and I said, this is a guy that really is thinking about this, but it's like it was too late because we would have to, had special costumes and everything.
Yeah.
But I love the idea. And then you said, well, how about just like a gimp, like a lame...
As if he got sort of shot like in the wrist, and so all the nerves were sort of dead in his hand or something. I really just thought it. I had a vision. I don't know how to explain it.
It's a great vision.
Couldn't happen. What are you gonna do?
We should have done it, Jake. But I think there was so much coming at me at the last minute. Had I thought about that and we planned it out, maybe we could have done it. But see, both of these wonderful actors here are so talented. Lucy and Jake, they're going to go places. Because I know they have Uber accounts. But aside from that, they're going to go places, in this industry, because they have an Uber account. But you know what? I am so glad that I got to work with them, because working with talented actors, you just get out of their way, and I like to give them room to breathe and do their thing. And Jake, The Vast of Night. Have you guys seen that movie? That's amazing.
That movie is incredible. I saw it at Slam Dance. It was amazing.
I mean, you wouldn't even know he's
so
the
good.
same guy in this film. It's like he's so good. And Lucy, just all the stuff I've seen you. I followed Lucy's career, over the years on and off. I would see it because I know her mom, but. It's just kind of like it's amazing that I get to work with these wonderful actors, and thank you for doing the film. And they're still taking my calls, so I guess everything worked out. So
we've got over 1,000 people watching live. We have questions and comments.
That's too many.
So
I can't answer 1,000.
You help me out. We'll go through these comments here.
Yes, Tobster McDonkey says, "I love this. Looks good." Thanks.
I want to use that name as a character in my next film. Can I?
So sick.
Let's see. ADLs, how much did you feel beholden to the original film style? Did you make a point to trying to mimic anything or doing an homage to any specific scenes that you enjoyed?
Well, yes, I did a few things, homage, if you're asking me. I wanted to find all the things in that period that I liked, like the Night Gallery, Rod Serling's Night Gallery, and the cars that I liked. But there was one little thing that didn't quite play out, and that was an homage to the movie Phantasm, which I've been trying to work into my films forever, because I know Don, and I worked on the director of Phantasm. I worked on Phantasm 3, and I know all those guys, Reggie Bannister. So there was a scene at the beginning of the film with you see the Newton's cradle and those little balls. Well, those represent the spheres from Phantasm, and the guy looking at him tripping out is Bill Thornbury from the original Phantasm films. He played the older brother, and then we were supposed to hear a drilling sound off camera, which those little spheres, they would drill your head and stuff. But I just didn't have time because we were on an 18-day shooting schedule. So I planned more, but, because of, restrictions, I couldn't get everything in there. But yeah, good question. Good question.
All right, Christopher Moonlight Productions. I've been watching the trailers and the BTS for A Blind Bargain on the YouTube channel Represent This. And it all looks so unique and off the wall. Glad to see indie cinema breaking the chains in 2026.
Nice.
Great. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Chris.
Hey,
All right,
what, yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead. You make a comment.
No, I was just going to say, what is it like? What does it feel like for Jake and Lucy, to be in this movie? I mean, did you guys, you're not mad at me, right? Because
No, Paul, we're not mad at you.
Oh,
no.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like this is the intervention they want.
I did say they're really good actors.
Yeah.
So,
We've been meaning to talk to you, Paul. We figured this was a good setting.
Oh, okay. It's a therapy. It's therapy for everybody.
That's right. We needed some present.
Can I just say again, thank you for being in my movie, guys, because I don't get to make many movies. And when I do make a movie, I'm just so excited to make a movie. And I wanted to outlast me and to be around, I mean, my last film is in the Library of Congress. They've got a print. And, I store those at the Academy Film Archive over there at the Academy Awards. I'll tell you, I'm veering off here, but thank you guys. And now on with questions.
ADLS, we love films with a tight running time here at Film Threat. At 95 minutes, was there anything you sadly had to cut to reach that runtime?
Yes, I did. Let's see. I cut a few things. One of the sequences that we kept going back to was did we lose Jake or what? Okay. See,
Might have lost Jake.
He's very angry. Yeah. He doesn't like me. There was a scene with Jake, and remember the social worker that kept popping up? Well, those scenes for me were a bit redundant, and I really, hey Jake, how you doing? And I didn't want to cut that down too much because Lulu Bailey is a friend, and but I had to find something to trim the film down. So there was a great scene where Jake opens the door and she's at the door, and he's like half naked, and he's got his leg up. I'm sorry I didn't use that, Jake. We should have used that scene in the movie. I cut that down. I cut it out because it just was the timing. And then there was a scene with Chris. A couple of things, that we trimmed the scenes and made it shorter, just to make everything be better, the acting better. And I sat with the editor and I micromanaged everything, but Russell Harden did a great editing job. So anyhow, yeah, things get cut, but I wasn't shooting for 95. Actually, we were worried we weren't going to have enough because the script was very lean. We wrote it intentionally with the idea of making the script short, making the movie move quickly. So
I think we lost Jake, but
yeah. Well,
here's the compelling question here.
Yes. Actors from Patrick Lemire. What was your favorite at craft services?
Favorite snack?
Wow. This is a fantastic question. We had the most amazing craft services on this movie. Fantastic. They would make these delicious lattes for us, which was amazing. I drank way too much caffeine on set. I also discovered through Crafty these things from Trader Joe's. It's like, hi Jake. It's like these
Hello.
chocolate wafer cookies, and there's a little peanut butter at the end. And I'd never had them before. They had them on set. I'm still addicted to this.
We had
day.
a very healthy budget for craft services. Jake, did you have any
It showed.
favorites at
It's-
craft services?
It was honestly one of the more impressive craft services tables I've ever seen, and especially I got to say, there was cold brew. There was great cold brew, and I have to give a shout out to that more than any of the snacks.
I don't know if you
fresh
guys.
cold.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic. And Crispin had special dietary needs, so we had to meet those needs per the contract. But did you guys know, actors, that out of my own pocket, I got the grilled cheese truck there the last night? Let's see. Yeah, you were both there. Did you know? Do you remember the grilled cheese truck?
I do remember that.
Did you know
You
that
mean
I
the
paid
grilled
for
cheese
that?
truck?
That was I wanted to do something nice for everybody because I was starting to piss people off. I mean, the last day, and I was getting real upset and nerve, having my my phobias, and like, oh, we're not going to get everything in, But I said, well, I'm going to get I'm going to try to make the crew like me again. And so I got this.
It worked.
Wow, what did you
That was
do?
fantastic.
It was a beautiful thing, and I'm still paying off my credit card for that one. But anyway.
All right, it's okay to laugh. Can you touch on the funding and distribution process? Yeah,
Well,
how
that's
much was
very
it made for? Who funded it? And then,
Well, yeah, John Filatico, look, he's a rancher, and he paid for the entire thing, and he's still paying for everything. $2.5 million it cost to make this movie, more than we thought it was going to cost. And we're putting a lot of money into marketing and whatnot, and that's all. He's just, he's excited. He never made a movie before, so we're very lucky. We basically have a guy that has some money. He's not like Rockefeller, but he's got some money. He makes money from a ranch that he has in Nebraska, and and we were just very lucky that I'm stumbled onto this opportunity. I'm always stumbling onto these people with money. I wish they'd give me some. Anyway,
What's
but
your
that was
secret?
Yeah, good for you.
I know.
Somebody up there likes me.
Yeah.
You're going to be getting a bunch of emails now. ADLS24. What was behind the creative decision to move the time frame from the film from the original 20s to the 70s, and why did you land on that specific decade? What challenge did this offer?
Well, originally we set it in the present, and I would have loved to have done a black and white, silent style movie. That's right up my alley, 1920s thing. But we knew we had to make it for contemporary audiences, and the 50s aren't as popular as they used to be. With the current generation, they tend to think, oh, 70s, even 80s, and 90s, is vintage. But I love 1970 because I was around in 1970. I remember being a kid. I can remember the things we had, and I'm like, well, if I can't do 60s or 50s, 70 will do. And it was just made sense. We wanted to make it more interesting for today's audiences and give it some style and a feel to it by setting it in the past. So, and it's a groovy time to be set in. I'll tell you, 1970s. It's very groovy.
Broxham Stein wants to know, what was your most expensive reshoot or cut, and why did you have to do it?
I didn't have to reshoot anything. We believe it or not, I got 18 days to shoot the whole movie. I got all my coverage. Well, what I could get covered. There were things I couldn't do, but I got enough coverage to assemble the film and make it work. We did have one day where I came back and we went to a little studio at Panavision, and we shot an insert of the girl getting the pin on her in the car, and I shot the paintings and you just kind of second unit kind of stuff. So no, we didn't do any reshoots or anything. I was and same with Johnny X. I had 30 days to make that film, but I never had to come back so far, knock on wood, and do any reshoots.
All right, and then Wes Reviews wants to know, when will this be available to rent or purchase?
Well, how much could you contact me, and I'll set you up. I get some Okay, I could set you up. So how much you have? You want to rent it? You want to purchase it? You want to pay the big bucks? I can get that to you. It's going to be.
It's
soon.
in theaters, right? I mean, it's
there's that. Yes, the theater.
Well, I found there's a let me share here. There, I don't know if there's a website, but there is an Instagram where you can get info.
Yeah, there's an Instagram. There's a website that says tickets. Here's the deal. We're so excited about our theatrical. We're doing all these markets all across the country. We do have a game plan for a VOD, but we're giving it a bit of a window. We don't want to make it available just yet. And we're going to have a special edition Blu-ray and all of that. So that's coming down the line. So just look for announcements on our Facebook / Instagram or website. And right now it's theatrical, baby. Hey, but we should talk to these young actors. Anybody have questions for these amazing actors? You could see me any day. These guys, I mean, come on now. We need an actor question.
We just got to take what the audience gives us, Paul. That's the first lesson of acting.
Yeah, well,
I'm very shy. You can tell I don't like to talk much.
Well, to wrap up, any final thoughts on the experience? Will you be getting together for a sequel or?
I would love to see where Ellie and Dominic and Joy, where they all head off to after the movie ends. Where are they going?
What's next?
What are they up to now? Yeah. So
Well,
Paul, start writing.
I know. Well, I've got other projects. I've got one I've been working on for about 10 years. I've got a script called Rocket Girl. Now I'm trying to get funding for that. That's a retrotastic 1960s futurism, fun thing, and it's more in the line of The Ghastly Love of Johnny X movie. And I have a biopic also about Tiny Tim, which spans the different decades, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. But I know John Filatico has been talking about wanting to do with me possibly another Lost Lon Chaney film. But, I don't think we should do another one of those. He's thinking about a Western. So we'll see what he comes up with, and we'll see what I come up with, and who can make the movie first. Who gets to the finish line and I will probably, I know I will be calling Jake and Lucy.
A reunion is in order.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, you can follow the movie at A Blind Bargain Movie on Instagram. And where can people follow you guys? Jake?
Also Instagram, yeah. At Jake Horowitz. That's me.
Yes. Same here, Lucy Loken. It's just my name.
And it's a good name too.
Good name.
And Paul, what about yourself?
You can write to me. I'm currently at prison, so I'm jail cell number 16. Wait a minute, jail block B, 78. Wait a minute, no, they moved me from solitary. Listen. Just do my Instagram. Forget the jail thing. It's too complicated. It's Ottermole, Paul Bunnell, or like I said, look for me on milk cartons. I'm all over the place.
There you go. Congrats on A Blind Bargain. It's in theaters in LA this weekend. Go on the Instagram. All the info is there. Thank you all for joining us. This is great.
Hey, if you guys come and say to the New Art, and I'm there for the Q&A, and you say that you've seen this show here, I will give you a signed poster of A Blind Bargain.
There you go.
No questions asked.
For everyone watching this on Film Threat right now, go to that screening and get a poster.
I'll give you a poster. They're beautiful posters. Beautiful posters.
Paul, Jake, Lucy, thanks for joining us on the show. Appreciate it. And best wishes for success. And I can't wait. Come back when your next movie is done.
Oh, absolutely, Chris and Alan. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Jake and Lucy, it's great to see you guys. It seems like only yesterday I saw you. I saw Jake in New York. He was there for this. Boy,
right.
This is going to be fun, right, Lucy? We're going to do the Q&As this weekend. So
nice.
Yes.
We're
excited.
all excited. We're all excited. I might even show up. Okay.
All right. Take care. Congrats again.
Thank you, guys.
See you guys.
Great to see you. Bye.
That was great.
Yeah, that's a good looking movie.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that whole retro look is awesome. And it's hard to find actors that have the look where they actually fit the era. You know what I'm saying? like interesting faces. Interesting faces.
Reminds me
Alan,
of the monkeys. Yes.
we have some comments here that we missed. So we right here, I'm gonna take a quick break.
Sure. From Bretto Jacko for 2, Nolan's Odyssey based on feminist book from 2017. I have no idea about that.
What's the book?
The Odyssey.
No, what's the book?
What's the book? Hold on. Odyssey. See, from 2017. Okay. Well, apparently the book is about a car known as the Honda Odyssey. It's a highly rated family-friendly minivan featuring 248 horsepower, a 3.5-liter V6 engine, and 6-speed automatic transmission with available Honda VAC to go along with it. So that's what the internet is telling me about a 2017 Odyssey. Let's see. Atomic Lori, if you can help me with other comments. Let me see. Here we go. Wes reviews, 0 interest in Nolan's Odyssey. Honestly, I'm kind of over Nolan. Yeah, I've it's like there's the few that I like of Nolan. I like Memento a lot. I liked the first 2 Batmans. I did like Oppenheimer. Yeah. There you go. Maybe he is overrated. All right, what else we got? Davina Duckworth, the Honda Odyssey has transmission problems. Oh, good to know. What else? Sorry. From Max Relax, does it come with air conditioning? Of course. If you own a car in California, it has to have air conditioning. Bill S. Preston Esquire, Emily Watson was the first woman to translate the Odyssey into English and updated the language for modern audiences and excise masculinity. Well, good for her. I know they did that with the Bible as well. So hell, let's do it to all ancient texts. Tony Elias, Interstellar, Inception, nothing but bangers. Yes. Those are, yeah. Aaron Charman and a CD player, meaning it skips. But back then it should have come with a Sirius XM radio, like my car does.
Did you unstar the ones you read already?
No, I've been reading them.
That's awesome. Cool. Hey, we have other news stories we can go through while we wait for Paul.
Okay.
So let's go through these news stories. The Russo brothers officially confirm why Spider-Man's MCU origin was changed. Alan, I know we have notes for this story. Yeah, I did not like the way I liked him in Civil War, Spider-Man, but the way he was introduced was unusual, to say the least.
Right. All right. Well, the Spider-Man origin story was quietly changed in the MCU. Most people didn't even notice. Traditionally, Uncle Ben's death was Peter Parker's fault. And in the MCU Civil War, that key guilt element is removed. According to Joe Russo, it was intentional. If he blamed himself, he becomes a different character. Tom Holland's version of Peter Parker was meant to feel younger, more optimistic, less emotionally burdened. Making him responsible for Uncle Ben's death would have created a darker, heavier Spider-Man than they wanted. Spider-Man. Instead of Uncle Ben, the emotional gut punch shifts to Aunt May's death in Spider-Man No Way Home. Peter fails to save her, and that moment becomes his defining guilt. That's the MCU's version of with great power comes great responsibility. Classic version, lets a criminal go. Criminal kills Uncle Ben. Peter lives with lifelong guilt. MCU version, not responsible for Uncle Ben, tries to help villains. That decision leads to Aunt May's death. The Russo brothers didn't remove Spider-Man's core theme. They remixed it. Instead of, I caused this, it becomes, I tried to do the right thing and it still went wrong.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's fine to make. What I don't like is they gave Aunt May that line.
Yeah.
Um,
You know, I read that and I think to myself, they could have gone with their origin story. I don't think it would have fundamentally changed anything that happened with Spider-Man in the movies. It would have his own current movies, but there is that idea. The reason why Uncle Ben's death is so important is because Peter Parker had this new set of powers, and rather than using it for fame and glory, he realized that he was given this responsibility and he has to use it. And that, to me, is the definition of Peter Parker, and not this whole idea of, well, I tried to help, but it didn't work. And look, I think I don't understand how that would have fundamentally changed any of the Spider-Man movies, or made it that much difference if you kept referencing Uncle Ben, or at least had the spirit of that within his motivations.
I do remember when the Tobey Maguire, the very first Spider-Man movie by Sam Raimi, the organic web shooters, people were pissed about that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember online, people were pissed and did not like that. That was a major change from the comic. So I think people have gotten over it. They obviously have. I think Tobey is the most popular Spider-Man. I think he's the most popular Spider-Man. He is.
Of the three, yes.
Yeah, of the three, in terms of actors. Look, people can say, well, I don't like, or I like the look, Tobey is universally the most liked Spider-Man. I think Andrew Garfield's didn't get a fair shake. I think there were some bad choices in the beginning with regard to his origin that I think didn't make sense.
I mean, I'm trying to remember, was there something fundamentally different about the origin in that? To me, the reason Andrew Garfield failed was the second Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. Well, not just that. I hated the way they made his parents like super spies who used Sony computers. That's the thing. I mean, it's the most annoying thing about a Sony film is when you'll see the close-up of the Sony Vaio laptop.
Yeah.
And they'll show it. There's got to be something contractually. We're like, please.
I mean, the number of Sony computers I've owned in my life is that.
Yeah.
And I've owned a lot of computers in my life.
Yeah. So whatever. I mean, there's going to be a lot of stories coming out before Doomsday. All of this is leading up to Doomsday. And I don't know. I don't find it's really about, do you embody the spirit of the character? These little details like organic web shooters and things like that. You can get over them if the performance is there and if the spirit of the character is there and if the costume is accurate.
I mean, to be honest, all that I could care less about. The organic shooters, costumes, whatever. It is that great power and great responsibility. That is what defines the character. You cannot change that. Otherwise, you get a different character. That's why when they gender swap or race swap, they miss it because they don't have this code that the character lives by and follows. That's why I think the Tom Holland Spider-Mans will be the weakest of the three. Will always be the weakest of the three, even if they try to fix it in this next movie.
Let's go to your comments because people have a lot of comments about this.
Yeah, for a moment there you were frozen, but no, that was you just sitting there still.
Well, I was waiting for you to finish your thought.
Okay. Brock Samsonite, there's a leaked photo of Tobey Maguire in a mocap suit and Hugh Jackman going around. The opening scene leaked was confirmed.
Oh, wow. I don't know if I like that concept.
Shax SCB. MCU gender swapped a death.
Yeah, they did.
Daniel Thorne. Uncle Ben's death is part of Spidey's character. Yes.
I agree. It's that to me, it works.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, wow.
Hey,
what?
Rob Shee for $160.99. Allen's windshield wiper repair fund. Keep up everything you're gonna do. Appreciate you guys from down under. I look, if what I understand about I only have to pay the deductible, we're very close.
Yeah. Thank you, Rob Shea. If it keeps going like this, I may get a baseball bat and break out Alan's rear windshield. If this keeps going.
No,
why
because you're
not?
gonna have to pay for that.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank you, Rob.
I'll call the insurance company and verify everything.
Will you do a video for members only of getting it fixed?
Sure. I did a video of painting this room. Why not?
I remember that.
Why not one of me driving to the windshield repair facility?
Yeah, do it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. Oh, so if you're a member of the channel, go to the members only video playlist. Go way about 2 years ago.
Oh, I had to be longer than that.
Yeah, that's
almost
crazy.
3 years. I'll say almost 3.
Almost 3 years. Just go to the very and look for it. Members only videos. Wow.
Yeah. The walls in this room used to be pink instead of the magenta that the light.
This is huge. Max, relax.
For 25 euros. This is to keep Frank's hair standing upwards.
Well, Frank will return in Avengers Doomsday, but also on the Drinker Show tomorrow, I have to pay penance for my my embarrassing. We were together when this was going on. When I was on
FNT.
No, Drinker Show last week.
Uh-huh.
When we were at the Cosm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So I'll be on Drinker's Show tomorrow at the beginning of the show. I'll be for the first half hour. I'll be on. Then
A lot of boomer magic happened during that live stream from Cosm.
Yeah, don't remind me, but thank you. Great.
Bill S. Preston Esquire. Russo brothers officially confirm why they don't understand Marvel and why they will screw up Avengers Doomsday.
Here's what I'll say about this, Bill. We appreciate your comments. I appreciate when Alan reads your name and says 69.
Oh, you say don't read the numbers.
Well, in that case, read them. Here's an odd prediction. Avengers Doomsday might be amazing, but will anyone care? This is my thought. Is the movie could be amazing. It could be incredible, but I think there was no buildup. What are the stakes? Who are the people we care about? That could be an issue. That could be the issue. But thank you, Bill.
But how will they fix the multiverse?
They got, like I say, just have Michael Pena's character from Ant-Man
just explain it all.
Explain every thread that doesn't pay off.
Ooh, Andrew Cram, $10. Alan's windshield wiper repair fund.
Well, pretty soon it's going to be Alan's rear windshield repair fund.
Oh, jeez.
If this keeps going.
I know. I got to do the conversion, but I'm pretty sure we're close. We're close to that.
That's good. Hey, some more news as we wait for Paul to show up here. Here we go. Roger Avary, friend of the show. He watches the show. He has appeared as a guest. Watch the clips on our interviews channel, or watch the entire interview. Roger Avary to adapt and direct biblical epic Paradise Lost. When we had him on, he told us there is money that people are interested. Want to invest money in AI films, and I believe we have notes for this story.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, let me share this with everyone here. Check it out from Deadline. Go ahead, Alan.
Okay, Oscar-winning filmmaker Roger Avary, best known for co-writing Pulp Fiction, is set to write and direct a feature adaptation of Paradise Lost for AI-focused production company Ex Machina Studios. The project tackles John Milton's 1666 epic poem a dense and ambitious story about Lucifer's rebellion against God, his fall into hell, and his corruption of Adam and Eve, ultimately leading to humanity's fall of grace. Despite its influence across centuries of art and literature, the poem has long resisted film adaptation due to its massive scale and philosophical weight. The new version aims to overcome those challenges by using advanced AI tools to create expansive cosmic environments like heaven, hell, and the Garden of Eden at a more manageable cost. Previous attempts included scrap productions by Alex Proyas that once had Bradley Cooper attached, failed to get off the ground largely because of the project's scope. According to filmmakers, the use of AI will allow for large-scale visuals while still prioritizing real actors and human-driven storytelling. Avary, who previously co-wrote Beowulf, says his adaptation will be more faithful to the source material, unlike his earlier revisionist works. He emphasizes that the film is meant to show the powerful meaning stories don't require blockbuster-level budgets, but rather the right creative tools and collaborations. The film is being produced by Marco Weber and Kirk Petrocelli, serving as exec producers, and will launch sales at the Cannes market. Casting and production timeline have not yet been announced, though the budget is expected to be ambitious for an independent film.
Well, there you have it. Now, I'm curious, and we can ask Roger ourselves. Is he using... Did you have that right in front of the mic when you opened that?
You know, I hit the mute button, but it didn't mute.
Just a lot of things screwed up on StreamYard lately.
I clicked it. I know I clicked it.
But did you do that on purpose?
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good, man. So look, I'm curious if he's using AI for the effects. I think actors will be the last to be replaced by AI.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really all going to be about things like scheduling software. A lot of admin aspects of film that are boring are going to be streamlined with AI. I think effects, they're going to use AI. Actors will be the very last thing. Writing, I'm not so sure about writing. I can tell when people have AI written posts or articles. You can see there's certain indicators.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of bad spam, junk emails. But effects, I think you could make a movie look like it costs $100 million, and it's actually costs a fraction of that because the effects are streamlined using AI. And I'm really curious. I'm curious how it will be used in the hands of real filmmakers, where studios aren't lining up to fund Roger Avary films at the moment. And he's more of an indie filmmaker anyways, right? So he's always been indie, certainly indie in spirit. So maybe this is the pathway for other filmmakers. What are your thoughts, Alan?
Well, there are clearly going to be two scenes in this movie that is going to be AI generated and needs to look impressive. And that's this wide view of heaven and this wide view of hell. To me, that appears to be what seems to be what this movie is about. You've got to have those images. Someone has to define what heaven looks like and what hell looks like, and do it in a way that, unfortunately, I'm just going to say it. It's going to look in a way that AI would create it, which it probably will. But to his point, that's the reason this book has never been put to film. How do you create heaven? How do you create hell in a way that's believable and not hokey? And we'll see what AI pulls off.
Yeah. Let's go to comments.
Plus an angelic battle scene. They're putting a lot of trust in AI to pull that off. Brando Jacko for 2. Spidey origin will be great when it fits a woman.
Exactly. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this great power, great responsibility. That's such a man thing. Brock Samsonite, for some reason, I want a Coke.
Was there a Coke ad on that?
No, it was my Diet Coke. Max Relax. Heaven, pre-Disney, hell, post-Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, that's all the comments we have there. One last news story before Paul either shows up or we reschedule. We might have to reschedule. Something happened. He did say he was shooting. So that could present an issue. So we'll see.
Well, I have a hard out at 3.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe 3:15. Yeah.
Here we go. Noah Hawley says his biggest competition is YouTube. Who would have guessed? Fargo and Alien Earth creator Noah Hawley says YouTube is his biggest competition. You are losing eyeballs to things that are free. You mean like TV? What's in the story from Variety, Alan?
All right. So Noah Hawley highlights a sharp, almost surreal rivalry at the heart of today's entertainment landscape. Big budget Hollywood versus zero budget gravity of YouTube. He argues that YouTube has become one of industry's biggest threats, not because it outspends the studios, but because it doesn't spend at all. While traditional film and television productions burn through hundreds of millions of dollars, YouTube creators upload content for free, steadily siphoning audiences' attentions. Every scroll, every autoplay quietly pulls viewers away from expensive, meticulous produced shows. To Hawley, this isn't just competition, it's a structural shift. The old model of high-cost, high-prestige storytelling is now battling an ecosystem built on accessibility, speed, and endless supply. The result is a daily erosion of viewership, where premium content struggles to hold attention against a platform that never runs out of things to watch. In his view, this dynamic makes the industry current moment especially unstable. Studios are investing massive resources into content while competing against a platform that operates on an entirely different economic logic, one that is reshaping how audiences spend their time. Let me comment on this for a moment. I watch a lot of YouTube. It's almost replaced television. Why? Because it has things I want to watch.
Yeah.
I don't watch YouTube because it's boring. I don't watch YouTube because I'm not learning anything. I'm not watching YouTube because I'm not being entertained. I'm watching it because it's fun. I'm learning something and it's entertaining. Maybe if movies did the same thing and produce things that people want to watch, then people would go see their movies.
Well, I mean, first of all, Noah's right. YouTube has replaced TV. That's what everything, like people in the industry are like, YouTube is TV. And it's more fractured in terms of audience. It's all kinds of mini slices of audiences, whether it's political tube or sports tube or whatever. The only time I watch really network TV is for live events like sports, like the Super Bowl or the NHL playoffs or whatever I'm watching. It's sports and that's it. I'm not really watching anything on regular TV unless it's a specific show. And now it's gotten so frustrating with it's really at this point streaming fatigue. And a lot of people dip in and dip out. They dip in to see a show, they dip out, right? And I think that explains where everyone's at with this. Noah Hawley, I think, how do you how is it going to affect budgets? How is it going to affect things when the Daredevil show, which was super popular when it was on Netflix, that show is not even in the top 100 shows? The the ratings have cratered. I mean, what do we do? I don't know. This is just a new reality. And with the Oscars going to YouTube in 2029, that's it. That, to me, one of the biggest live events that people worldwide watch is now going to be on YouTube, not on ABC or some quote major network. And those major networks, they'll have shows that do okay. Like, for example, SNL, the clips from SNL do okay. A sketch will blow up, get millions of views. But the show itself, when was the last time you watched Saturday Night Live? I asked the question.
I mean, okay, it was last week, but
you did live? You were home?
But that's the thing is, that's the only show I watched live, and that and wrestling. And even then, I'm not watching wrestling much anymore. Look, how are you going to see the Gina Carano Ronda Rousey fight?
I'm going to watch it live on Netflix.
On Netflix, yeah, yeah, and you mentioned it too, free. Yeah, how much do you pay to watch the Oscars? Specifically, it's free. You watch it with ads,
right?
You can moan and complain about this stuff, but the reality is that YouTube is much more interesting to watch than, hate to say it, the Alien show, whatever his Alien show was. I can't tell if you're frozen or if you're thinking.
I'm thinking. I'm trying to talk to Paul, and it looks like we may have to reschedule.
Okay.
We
wasted a good thumbnail.
We are gonna reuse that thumbnail. We are gonna replace the thumbnail for this live stream with something else. I apologize to our audience. I'm as embarrassed now and apologetic as Nerdrotic was when he was going to live stream his live reaction to the Avengers Doomsday trailer. These things happen. It's live. We will reschedule this at another time. We'll replace the thumbnail so we don't, confuse people. I want to thank everyone who was here today who contributed to Alan's. We have some.
We're really close. We're really close.
What do you mean we're really close?
Well, like I said, if it means just covering the deductible, we're pretty close to hitting that goal.
Well, I'm gonna you got to do a video on it, and we'll show some of it.
I'll do a video.
We'll show some of it here.
Look, you guys paid for it. I'll do a video.
Let's wrap up with final comments. And again, this happens. It's rare. I can only think of one time it's happened now, but we've had to reschedule things. But there's chaos behind the scenes, but you never see it. Sometimes you do see it. I'm not gonna lie, but if there's any sort of scheduling thing, you don't know about it. This is the first time it's been public that you know about it. So make of that what you will.
All right. Well, Andrew Cram coming in for 10 for the future rear windshield repair fund. No,
Andrew.
No, we are not repairing the rear windshield.
Yes,
it's repairing the rear windshield. Bruce Leroy Jenkins for 2 windshield repair fund.
Thanks. Thank you. Let's get some of these comments here. Starting here.
Geek Out Loud. I'm not excited for a Hollywood take on Paradise Lost. Many people mistakenly see Satan as a hero in that story, but he's not. He merely postures himself as a righteous rebel against God. I'm assuming. The only thing I would say to that is Roger Avary is doing it, and I don't think that's the direction he's going to go. From what we've talked to him about. Patrick Lemire, like record industry, lost money to radio.
Yeah.
Our own Charmin. Oh, there's a big difference between YouTube and a movie made for millions of dollars. The problem has been the quality of the movies being made.
Yeah.
I should also say that YouTubers put effort into their YouTube content. They just don't sit in front of a TV and do it, or a camera and do it. Lord knows Chris knows that. Saint Michel Charge. Larchan, I don't know. We stopped watching TV and theater the very day they stopped creating content for us. That day, they stopped caring about us and started making movies to please their leftist egos.
It might be Saint Michel Archangel, just a guess, but thank you for that.
Well, there would be an L at the end of it.
Hey, holy cow!
Hey, all right. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Okay, wait. We're gonna look at this,
ladies and gentlemen.
Let's welcome him. He made it. He made it, folks. No apology necessary. Let's bring on the man, the myth, the legend, the Mole Man, and an actor with the widest range of any actor. Yeah, he can do drama. He can do comedy.
Comedy? What?
He can do comedy. We just saw him in Balls Up.
I know.
Here he is, Paul Walter Hauser.
Hey, fellas. I'm sorry that I'm tardy here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, dude, it's
thanks for
so
being here.
great to see you. This is awesome. Let me put you front and center here. Look at that.
Yes.
Look at that beautiful boy. What are you doing, man?
I just left a wardrobe fitting for a new movie I'm doing with Melissa McCarthy and Bill Camp. And I'm in an Uber headed home to have dinner with my wife and kids.
Sweet. Well, hopefully you get there. It's a quick trip. You can answer some questions from our audience. But I have my first question for you. What are you doing? You have fake teeth in there? What's going on?
I just got porcelain veneers, so it's a little fake. But I'm popping some nicotine pouches. Forgive me.
Sweet. Well, hey, you have been very outspoken on the X lately. You have been very outspoken, and I love it. I love Paul Unchained.
You know, I'm not even trying to be controversial or mean. I'm just trying to tell my opinion, tell the truth sometimes. But it can garner some ugly results, man. Holy cow.
Yeah, well, you've also gone against the grain with, what conventional thinking is this. You're like, no, here's another way to think. And I don't think you're saying anything radical.
Not really. Are you referring to the whole acquisition of Warner Brothers to Skydance?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, listen. The reality is I'm not like, yay, let's have a monopoly on Hollywood. I never said that, nor do I feel that. Having said that, I'm a realist. And if you take out emotionality, Hollywood has been going down the drain from a business standpoint for the creatives and artisans for decades, man. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck talk about it all the time. The diminishing returns, the fact that actors now direct and start tent poles and little studios or production banners because they want to control stuff because they're getting paid less and less. So what we have is the middle class of filmmaking in the 90s started to go away. And they really only started making bigger budgeted movies based on IP. You pair that with the loss of DVD sales and rentals. You pair that with the residuals going down and the fact that there are some places that don't even do residuals, I'm pretty sure. And then you also add to the fact that cell phones became computers, which become navigation systems and viewing parties and all these other things. So both Hollywood itself has made decisions to somewhat, tear apart this thing that used to be so foolproof. And then culture changed and the cell phone, what Apple's done with the cell phones, it changed culture entirely to where people aren't leaving their houses. So it's like, for us to pretend that this is the straw that broke the camel's back, that David Ellison buying Warner Brothers is some big doom and gloom. The storm has been coming in for years. You just wore an umbrella and you didn't know it.
Well, this is first of all, we're so happy to have you here. People are, a lot of questions from our audience, and I want to talk to you more about the change in the industry. I have some nerdy questions. You played the Mole Man in Fantastic Four.
Sure.
But I love seeing you pop up in a movie. You're fortunate to have this amazing career, ranging from like incredible drama to outright comedy and something, a role you make your own. What the Mole Man was a bigger part of the original cut. Can you tell us what we missed?
Give us all the details. What was?
Yeah, in fairness to the studio and the brilliant director Matt Shackman, who I think did a tremendous job on the movie.
Yeah.
That's such a big undertaking. He comes from television. He knows how to work smart. He knows how to work fast. And, it was a big undertaking doing that movie, but I thought he nailed it. I liked the film. My character had maybe 3 other bit scenes, one of which everyone knows about is me and Vanessa Kirby in the underground layer in Subterranea. And selfishly, I would have liked those to make the film. I was told by a lot of people, like, listen, John Malkovich's entire role as Red Ghost got cut from the film. So they're like, you should be happy. And I'm like, well, I'm still happy. I'm just bummed that I had this certain expectation of the character. And, when I signed on, I almost didn't sign on because in my mind, you only get one shot at being a villain in a superhero movie. And Heath Ledger raised the bar so high.
Yeah.
Phil Hoffman in Mission Impossible 3 raised the bar so high that if I was going to do it, I wanted to be impactful. And some of that is ego, but a healthy amount of it is also craft. And so, when they cut scenes, it's a bummer. But if they ever asked me to come back for a cameo or a meaty thing, I would do it in a heartbeat because I think it turned out well, and I like all those guys.
Well, I expect the Mole Man to return in Secret Wars. I want to see that. I want to see that happen. A question before we go to our audience. They're waiting with bated breath to talk to you. You've had dinner with Clint Eastwood
a number of times. Yeah. I got to dine with him probably 10 or 12 times throughout the process of making and promoting Richard Jewell, which was awesome. He tells really great stories. He loves food. That's like, the first time I met him, he ate a salad, but then he had a cookie, and I was like, good man. You haven't kept yourself so regimented as to not enjoy something.
but you've said, that in one of your comments I read in one of your expos, you mentioned that he hosts like a great dinner party.
Yeah, there's a restaurant in Atlanta called Antico, and this Italian place, and he took us there maybe 3 different occasions where they had a spread of these like insanely good like old school Italian, like Italy pizzas, the smaller like ones that have arugula and soppressato and all that stuff. And then there was like baked chicken and broccolini and bread. And there were these South African prawns that were like the size of baseballs. It was just like that and gelato and booze. It was like the best dinner party I've ever been to.
That's great. Let's go to, we've got like a lot of people watching live. Let's go to some comments and questions for you here.
All right. From our buddy, Box Office Brawler for $4.99. Hey, Paul, it's been incredible watching your portfolio blossom recently. What was it like working with Clint Eastwood on Richard Jewell? Amazing film.
Yeah, I tell everybody Clint is, Clint is self-deprecating and humble. He lets the producers and friends and people around him sing his praises. He's pretty down home and simple and cool and chill. Loves to tell a good story from back in the day, told me how he became an actor. He was walking around the he was walking around the lot over at what is that studio lot over by Studio City off of Ventura Boulevard? The name escapes me, but he was walking around visiting a friend. Somebody pulled him over and was like, "Hey, are you auditioning for Rawhide?" And he was like, "No, I'm just here to have lunch with my friend." And they like brought him in, and that was the show that kind of gave him his name before the spaghetti westerns. So, you know, he would tell me stories like that or stories from people he's worked with. He loved busting chops of A-list actors, you know, like Leo and Sean and Costner would want to do more takes, and he'd be like, "No, we're going to lunch," and just like they'd start turning the lights off and stuff. Really fun.
Here's my favorite moment of yours. Days before you won the Critics' Choice Award for Blackbird, you took a guitar shot from Jeff Jarrett. What was that like? And I have to believe that was a great moment in your life.
Yeah, I'm a big wrestling nerd. That's a pretty open secret now, and I wrestled 32 matches and I love it. And so when I was nominated, before I even won, I texted Tony Khan, the owner of All Elite Wrestling, and I said, "Hey, I don't know if I'm going to win, but if I do win, you guys are at you know, the crypto arena the next night doing TV. Can I bring the Golden Globe and give it to somebody to use as a foreign object in a match, like help a bad guy win or something?" And I showed up to the venue thinking that was all it would be. Somebody takes the globe and hits somebody with it. And Tony goes, "So we're going to have you and Jeff Jarrett in the ring, and it'll get physical, and, you know, you and Jeff can talk about it." I was like, "Wait, what?" Like, I didn't know I was getting in the ring and doing a whole segment. And then Jeff pulled out the acoustic equalizer, and he got me good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Rang my bell.
Jeff Romantics for member for 28 months. We need more Mole Man in Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
I've been told that a lot, and it's a very nice compliment.
Okay, wait, just some random questions.
Sam Spurgeon wants to know what's for dinner tonight.
I don't know, man. Last night we had taco bowls, like taco salad. Tonight, I don't know. I might just pound some protein drinks because I'm trying to get my weight down.
Ian Morrison movie nutcase for $4.99. Hey, Paul, Cobra Kai never dies. What was your best experience working with William Zabka, Ralph Macchio, and Martin Kove on the show?
Marty Kove, it was fun to talk cigars and old Hollywood with him. He took a liking to me, and we had some good combos. Zabka, Zabka's just, you know, just when he plays that character, he's not like Johnny Lawrence in real life. It really is a performance, and he does a great job, probably a bit undersung and underrated for what he pulled off in that show, making us laugh, making us feel emotion. So working with him was great. And Macchio, you know, I would pelt him with questions about The Outsiders because I've seen The Outsiders like 30 times. I'm obsessed. And I got to do a scene where my character saves him from these guys who are trying to rough him up. And I stick my head out the car window and I go, "Mr. LaRusso, come with me if you want to live." So like me saying that stupid, you know, Terminator line and then having the Karate Kid jump in my car, it was like, that was a pretty gnarly, you know, like 80s flashback moment. It was like I was in a fugue state. It was very surreal.
Brado Jacko for $5. What did Eastwood say about that awful journalist's AJC paper and news depicted in the film? Any pushback from depicting them so honestly?
Yeah, you know, Billy Ray and Clint Eastwood had in the script something about the journalist, played brilliantly by Olivia Wilde. I think it's maybe one of her best performances ever. They had something with her exchanging some sexual favor for information from the FBI agent played by John Hamm. And we got a lot of guff for that, a lot of grief. And I understand why. It's a real person. And it, you know, we had heard allusions to that behavior, but we couldn't verify it. So had I been the person in charge, I would have taken it out of the film and eliminated the controversy that we took on. But I'm not the boss. So we just went with it. And the film made $5 million opening weekend. It was an abysmal box office. And and I don't think it helped with nominations or anything. Though Kathy Bates being the legend masterpiece actor she is, she did get an Oscar nom, which I'm so proud of. I can't believe I got to play her son in a movie. That was pretty cool.
Marcus Spin asks if filming Luckiest Man in the World or I, Tonya was more fun. Which of the two was more fun?
They're equally fun for different reasons. I, Tonya was more fun because socially I was making new friends, and it was my first big movie, and spending many nights imbibing and drinking and dancing and laughing with Sebastian and Margot and Allison Janney and those guys. That was fun. But Luckiest Man in America, I got to go to Bogota, Colombia, and shoot in a place I had never been, and they flew out my whole family and put us up in a hotel suite, and I flew out my personal trainer to work with me and hit the gym every morning at like 5:30 a.m. So that was fun and ideal for those reasons.
You transformed in that role. You know what I mean? Like,
Thanks, man.
You were just from the makeup to the hair to everything. I mean, I interviewed you for that, if you remember.
Yeah.
A while back, but like, that is one of your standouts.
Thanks, man. It's a good little movie. I really, we made it during the strike. It was one of those things that got the waiver from SAG because we weren't associated with a studio, and we had already started pre-production before the strike began. So we snuck in there, and man, we got Walton Goggins and my buddy Brian Garrity and the brilliantly funny Patty Harrison and David Strathairn. Like, that cast is tremendous. We really got some good people.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, my daughter, when I mentioned you were on, she brought up the fact that you were in her opinion, one of two only good Disney live adaptations. And were you thinking about that when going into Cruella in terms of the how much people loved 101 Dalmatians, and then what potentially could have happened to the Cruella character?
I kind of bypassed any critical thought because I was just excited to work with Craig Gillespie a second time. He and I had done I, Tonya together, and saw great success with that. And the script was good, and Emma Stone is one of our best actors alive. So for me, it was a shoo-in. I just assumed it would be a really good movie because it had all the elements. But yeah, in my personal opinion, I think Cruella and Jon Favreau's Jungle Book are my two favorite live action Disney movies.
Okay, it's okay to laugh. Hey, Paul, is it true you started doing stand-up at 16? If so, when is the Netflix special?
Yeah, I started doing stand-up when I was 16 at churches and coffee shops in my hometown, bars, and then tried my hand at stand-up in LA when I was 23, and did the Comedy Store, Meltdown Comics, Formosa Cafe, the Federal Bar in North Hollywood. I made the rounds, but as much as I enjoyed it, I never fully got cozy with it. Acting, I show up on set and I'm kind of like, I know how to do this. Stand-up was just kind of always terrifying. And I'll say I was good. I was above average, but I wasn't great. So I let it go after a certain point. But you never know. If somebody invites me to do a gig, I still do a gig here and there. My buddy Skylar Stone had me do a gig at the Improv on Melrose a couple years ago. Brett Goldstein invited me to open for him at Largo. That was fun. So I'm open to it.
Was this something that ran parallel to your acting career?
Yeah, my whole theory on this was like, I don't know how to break into Hollywood, so I'm going to try everything. I wrote screenplays, I did stand-up, I did sketch comedy at improv theaters. I auditioned for dramatic stuff. I made short films. I did everything you possibly could to try to break in, not knowing which lotto numbers they were going to call, so to speak.
All right, ADL is 24. Paul, you have an ever-expanding career in indie wrestling. How have experiences in that realm of entertainment informed your process when working in the medium of film and television?
Oh, it's been more off camera than on, I think. Dealing with a lot of personalities on a movie set, you have people you like or don't always get along with. You're having to kind of have an answer for a lot of different people, wardrobe, makeup, the director, the script supervisor, the co-stars of the movie or show. So wrestling has some of that where you're maybe talking to a cameraman about getting a certain shot on a certain move, or a photographer, or the booker, or the wrestler. So I think handling personalities, that's been good. And then I would say the other thing is oh, hang on one second.
Sure.
Hey, my bad, dude. You're actually going to turn around and go out and take a left, and it'll be the first left. Sorry.
All right. We'll wrap up.
Sorry,
here.
just getting dropped off at home.
Oh,
But yeah,
we'll wrap up soon.
Yeah, I think to close that question out, what I love about you'll go the opposite way, boss, this way. What I love about a wrestling locker room is that it's like the jocks and theater kids are all getting along. It's a good vibe.
That's great. Another question here, and then I have one final question for you.
All right. Olaliukui, Paul, what would you think about a chance to play a non-traditional, seemingly non-threatening villain like Stephen Root on Barry?
Funny you bring up Stephen Root. He's a buddy of mine. We marched together outside of Warner Brothers during the strikes, and he drove down from New York and saw me wrestle in Philadelphia at the 2300 Arena. That was a cool move on his part. Yeah, no, I think I've kind of played those types of villains that are a little unsuspecting. So I've kind of already done that, but I think, if you were to compare me to another actor that came before me, I think an argument could be made for a guy like Stephen Root or John Goodman or somebody like that. I try to work in those worlds where I can be genre agnostic and fit in anywhere. Because you watch Stephen Root in Get Out and you watch him in Office Space. Those are two drastically different performances, and they're both brilliant.
Well, news radio. I mean,
yeah, I would say you're like a modern day William Hootkins in the sense that you work with so many iconic directors and filmmakers, and you're so versatile. Wait, are you home right now? We should wrap up.
I got about 2 more minutes before I hit the front door, so I'm good for a few more.
We got a super chat.
One more quick comment here.
So Brad O'Jacko for 10. I saw Jewel a
just
few
waiting for
times.
security to come back.
It was so inspiring coming out of nowhere as Hollywood was destroying itself. I'd never seen a film so honest about the reality of media. Oscars suck. Don't sweat it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, getting nominated or winning an Oscar would be cool, but the reality is such. They didn't nominate John Goodman for Best Supporting Actor for Big Lebowski. So does it mean anything?
Yeah.
And you got
Hauser.
Paul Hauser.
Okay. Thanks. Just getting through the security gate here. I need security because I started getting fan mail in Tarzana from some creepy people. So now I live in a gated community in Atlanta.
And just so you know, William Hootkins was he was in Star Wars, Batman '89. He's been in Flash Gordon.
Oh, the mustache, the walrus looking guy. Yeah, he's great.
He was in Raiders of the Lost Ark. He's iconic. If they do a biopic, you might be the guy.
I've done a lot of biopics. I might be the guy. If they make a Greta Thunberg movie, I think I might still be the guy.
Yes.
If they and a final question as you get home to your family here, are you getting pushback from your brutal honesty on X? Not from people on X. Who cares about that? That's noise. Any industry people reaching out to you, or even your management saying, "Hey, Paul, you might want to tone it down." You get pushback at all?
Not as of late. I think I've played it pretty cool. I mostly talk about wrestling, a little bit about movie stuff, and then I badmouth people I deeply dislike, people like Nick Fuentes or Stephen Miller and those types. And I can't be censored. I don't care who calls me. If Jeffrey Katzenberger called me and I was in a DreamWorks movie, he's like, "You got to tone it down." Talking about Stephen Miller and Nick Fuentes, I would say, go find another actor. I'm good. At the end of the day, I still got to be myself within reason. And so long as I'm not using exorbitant amounts of foul language or saying anything rotten, I feel okay about it. I've deleted my Twitter twice in the past because I couldn't handle it at the time. It was before I got sober. I would get offended. I would get mad. There was a two incidents. One was me on Twitter. People were trying to badmouth me and like get me canceled over literally nothing. And I said something like, well, I would love for those people to come say it to my face so they could find out what it feels like to wipe their ass with a broken arm. And that didn't go over well at the White House right there. That didn't go over well at all. I should not have, spoken that way, and I regretted it. But it was also kind of a cool thing to say, so part of me doesn't regret it. And then the second time, there was a girl attacking late wrestling icon Eddie Guerrero, his daughter. They were attacking her for being right wing, and they were like, "Your dad would have never had these politics." Thank you, man. And I just thought it was rotten that this girl whose father died, they're going after her because she doesn't share their political ideology. I just thought that was insane, and I said to some Twitter user, like, stop talking about her dad. Why don't you go find your dad? And I said it offhandedly, and I didn't click on the icon. I didn't see who it was. And everybody said, "Oh, so you think that all black people don't have fathers?" And I was like, what? And I looked and saw it was a young black woman. I was like, I was just saying it to tell them that off. It had no context for anything else, obviously. Twitter will try to ruin you if it can with anything. So I'm trying to play it safely now because I like interacting with people. I like having fun banter and conversations. And I have jobs because social media. Directors and producers DM me on Twitter and Instagram and say, "Hey, I want you for this thing. Can I go through you instead of while I'm going to your reps?" And I'm like, yeah. So I would like to have Twitter as long as I can. If people get particularly nasty or something bad, I'm reading it a third time. We'll see.
All right. Well, hey, we're losing you reception, so that's good. You're home and safe.
Yeah.
Paul, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll have you back. We'll have you back. Congrats again, all your success. And please speak your mind on Twitter and X. We love it.
And Balls Up on Prime.
Balls Up is on Prime.
Yeah.
Alan gave it a great review.
And Resident Evil in September.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
I didn't know you were in it. That's awesome. Okay. Take care,
Yeah.
Paul. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks again.
man.
Later. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, we deliver, right? That's what
We
we do
delivered.
here.
I was almost, it was like an action movie. Just about to give up. Boom. And he comes
Yeah,
in.
they were about to pull the trigger, and then at the last moment, he shows up.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate Paul. Thank you. Follow him on X. He's great. Let's we got some soups here. Let's wrap it up.
Yes, Joe Pat for 199. To be fair, this is a Hollywood big shot we had here.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Joe Pat 87 999 Allen's Windshield Repair Fund.
We're almost there.
We are close. Film Zen 1972 for 499. Hello, Chris. Alan made this cover a tax we are unaware of. LOL.
Oh, I know all about that. Hey, Films, and good to see you. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Joe Pat for 199. To quote Gilda Radner, never mind. Great combo.
Yes, never mind. I'm giving this whole apology, whatever. And then Paul shows up. That's great. I love his attitude. Wait.
Oh, yeah. Bruce Leroy Jenkins, a future Allen's Rear Windshield Fund. That's not going to happen.
It's good. It may happen.
I'm contributing to that. That's not going to happen.
And thanks to our mods, Lord Thoth, MK Solid, AD Ellis 24, and Olalique on Rumble. Appreciate you. We are back on Friday with reviews of Mortal Kombat 2, The Sheep Detective, another filmmaker interview for Avary. I can't wait. This Friday, we're talking to the filmmaker behind a movie called Sleeping Dog about aliens and disclosure, government disclosure of aliens. It's a very exciting documentary we're talking to the filmmaker on Friday, and our normal news and reactions and all that. So thanks for sticking with us. It's gonna happen. Paul's a stand-up guy, and he watches film. I want to tell him about my shirt. I was gonna send him this shirt, the Film Thread shirt, and the FF logo, Fantastic Four logo. I was gonna send him one, but there you go. And another $2 for the windshield fund from Mars.
The front windshield fund.
The front windshield fund. Be specific. So, Alan, that's it for us. And what do you have to say?
Let's get out of here.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking with us. So, say it again.
Let's get out of here.